Welcome to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show, coming to you from Chula Vista, California, and Mater Dei Catholic High School. I'm Robert Fields alongside Joe Minich. Our halftime score is St. Augustine Saints 21, Mater Dei Catholic 10. And Joe, what are some of the things you noticed in that first half for both these ball clubs?
Well, you got to start with the running game for Saints. I mean, they have just their drives have been so methodical. It seems like they're so planned and they're so well executed. And Herberger is just running an outstanding game. He is really hard to bring down. I can see why they are 2-0 against some pretty good teams, and the Crusaders are having their time with him. But and then the Crusaders offense, it's just the opposite. They just need one or two big plays. They've gotten that. They've gotten 10 points on the board, but they're down by 11 points right now. So if you are the Crusaders, you're going to have to stop the Saints right away on defense, who are getting the ball, and then try to put some points on the board, because you don't want this one to get out of hand.
Well, Joe, you talked about how great Saints have been at running the ball. They have 115 yards rushing, as opposed to Mater Dei, who has -4 at that. So that's not a good thing for them. We're actually going to just segue right into the second half here, as these teams have taken the field, and we want to do a quick shout out for the Saints. Herberger has 13 carries for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. I want to thank freshman from Mater Dei, Maria Anchetta, providing the stats for us there. So great job by her in compiling those stats, and great job by Herberger. 102 yards in the first half, 2 touchdowns. Can't beat that.
And I'm sure if you told Mater Dei the stats, you have -4 rushing, I think the coaches would be upset about having -4 rushing, but say, we have 10 points on the board.
Kick is off to begin the second half of play. Is going to go into the end zone, so Saints will come out to the 20-yard line to start this second half of play. And Joe, you said that the coaches know they have -4 yards. You best believe that they know they're into those linemen saying, you guys got to get a better push. But that's going to come on the offensive end. Now they have to stop the Saints on defense with the opening drive of the second half.
And they've done it a couple times. Keep in mind the Saints have scored 3 touchdowns. One of those touchdowns was on a very short field where the Saints got the ball at the 15-yard line. So they have stopped the Saints on the defensive side of the ball. They just need to do it right now.
Hudson gives it to Herberger. Call it a gain of 3. Going to bring up 2nd and 7 now for the Saints.
It's so funny. These two offenses are just the opposite of one another. The Crusaders like to get up on the ball very quickly, and the Saints just take their time.
Saints. JoJo under center. It's going to be play action rolling out, and it's going to be complete to DeCourt. He's still on his feet along the sideline. He's still going. Cuts back in the middle. Sheds the tackler to the 45, down to about the 32-yard line. Robert DeCourt. Great running there by the Saints.
What a great job by DeCourt. I thought the play was over. I was getting ready to go into my analysis mode, and next thing I know, DeCourt's still running.
Yeah, DeCourt was along that far sideline. Thought he stepped out of bounds, but the referee said he stayed in. It's good for a 44-yard pickup. Huge pitch and run, pass and run there by the Saints.
Not a great start that the Crusaders were looking for.
JoJo Hudson, again, Herberger, cuts back inside, has to shake the umpire there, and then picks up the first down, ball down to the 19-yard line. Saints go marching.
Yeah, and Herberger just runs at the line, and his line does a great job parting the Red Sea, I should say, or parting the Blue Sea, the blue and gold sea, and he's just zigzagging in and out inside the hash marks, let alone.
Again, single back formation, Herberger. He'll take this handoff, bouncing around on the inside, dragging a defender to the 1 yard line. How about that display of strength by Tyler Herberger?
If he was going to be able to get in, I think the defender tried to wrapped his arms around Herberger's waist about at the 5.5 yard line. He would have marched him in 5.5 yards for a touchdown. Boy, if that doesn't make the highlight reel, I don't know what will.
All right, they're at the 1 yard line for the Saints. Looking for a push is JoJo Hudson. Can he get his second 1 yard touchdown of the game? He does. Touchdown, St. Augustine Saints. They extend their lead to 27-10 over the Mater Dei Crusaders.
And the extra point is pending here. And Herberger did all the work again on that touchdown along with the court.
And kick is up and through the uprights it goes. So 28-10 is our score in the early parts of the third quarter. 10 minutes and 17 seconds left in the third.
Fans, do you want to have your school's games broadcast live on the internet? Do you want to watch your school's great matchups like the game you're watching here tonight? Then you want to sign up with Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other school activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports/SBP. Once again, that's playonsports.com/S as in Sam, B as in boy, P as in play.
So JoJo Hudson dives in from the 1 yard line for a touchdown for the Saints to give them the 28-10 lead. And Saints are starting to pull away. And kick is off and into the end zone it goes. So Mater Dei will take over at the 20 yard line. And for the Saints, for the Crusaders, will Mater Dei take over at the 20? What do they have to do now in the second half, Joe, to get back into this ball game?
Well, do what worked. As you can see, your passing game is working. Your running game isn't. I think the Crusaders stuck way too long with the running game in that first half, and that's why they're down 28-10 right now.
Well, that failed running game, -4 yards rushing in the first half for Mater Dei Catholic Crusaders.
And we don't have this stat, but -4 on how many attempts?
And low snap taken there. Going deep down the sideline. Once again, ball up in the air, tipped and incomplete pass by LeGarrette Luke. Again, looking for Chapman Dixon along that right-hand side.
Boy, he is an incredible receiver. There were two guys on him, and he still has the ability to make the catch.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Crusaders. And you know what happens? You come out on first down throwing, you get it incomplete. You immediately put yourself in a tough situation where you throw again on 2nd down, and then you try to run a draw play or something like that, and now you're with the negative rushing yards.
If I'm the Crusaders, I'd be throwing on every down. They were getting into a hole in the first half because they were running it on 1st and 2nd down and then being forced into a passing play.
Another quick pass sails over the head of Iman Dixon, who was running a quick slant. So brings up 3rd and 10, all but for sure another passing down for the Crusaders.
So you're 3rd and 10 right now. You had 2 throwing attempts, 3rd and 10. In the first half, you were 3rd and 10 after 2 running plays. Actually, you might have, and most of the time they were more than 3rd and 10 after 2 running plays.
3rd and 10 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the third quarter of play. 4 wide receiver set for the Crusaders. Alonzo Alzua in the backfield with Joseph LeGarrette-Luke. Back to pass is Luke, under pressure, ducks the defender, has room to run, picks up the first down to the 35, takes a big hit where he falls at about the 36-yard line. But after picking up a big first down, great run and recognition there by Joseph LeGarrette-Luke.
Great recognition. He saw that the middle of the field was wide open enough to get the first down. He took off, and now the Crusaders are in positive rushing yards.
So ball's going marked at the 36 for the Crusaders.
And that's the type of draw play they should have been drawing up in the first half.
Joseph LeGarrette-Luke has two wide receivers to his right, one to his left. Alzua in the backfield with him. Saints showing blitz. They come under pressure. He shakes the defenders, gets back to the line of scrimmage, picks up about 2 yards on the play there. Rushed out of the pocket by the Saints pass rush.
And good decision there by Luke. Again, the pocket collapsed on him, so he ran it. He knew he wasn't going to get the time to throw to an open receiver to survey the field. You might as well get 2 yards out of that.
They call it a gain of 3, so it's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Crusaders. Call on the 39-yard line.
Great decision-making by LeGarrette-Luke there on two straight plays.
Another 4 wide receiver set. This time 3 wide receivers are to the left for the Crusaders. Luke, back to pass, looking right. Has his man beat up and unable to come down with it is Evan Beebe. He had a step on his man and ball so just a little high. He went up to get it and couldn't bring it down.
Yeah, couldn't bring it down, and there was no flag thrown there. I think the referees could have thrown a flag on either one of those players there. Looked like there were some hand jostling there from both players.
Third down, 6.
8 minutes and 4 seconds to go. 3rd and 6 for the Crusaders. 4 wide receiver set once again. Back to pass, looking left. Has his back, Alzua out the backfield, try to cut back to the middle. Near first down yardage. We'll see where they mark it. Appears to be about a yard short.
Nice screen pass. Once again, great decision by LeGarrette-Luke. Not trying to survey the field and throw it somewhere hoping your receiver catched it. He saw that Alzua was wide open, threw it right to him. Little screen pass there.
Brings up 4th and 1 for the Crusaders.
And they're going to go for it here. This is a big play.
They don't have
this ball game.
They don't have the jumbo package out. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's going to pick up the first down. Another first down pickup by Joseph LeGarrette-Luke.
I don't know.
And the modern-day Crusaders.
Did they call it a first down? The referees call it a first down. Oh. They could have called for a measurement there, because from my vantage point, it was that close. I was unsure, but they give them the first down right away, and big play pays off. Crusaders still have the ball.
7 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter of play. Luke changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Alzua has to look at his wrist for the play as well. Running back right next to him. Back to pass, under pressure once again. Ducks the pass rush, out to his left. Takes a big hit, stays up on his feet. Picks up about 4 yards on the play. So it's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Crusaders.
And the Saints brought too many guys on the right side of the line there. And Alzua just could only pick up one of them. But nice job by LeGarrette-Luke to once again recognize that the pocket was collapsing. So I'm just going to take this and get as many yards as I can out of this.
Fans are employing modern day as they are taking a lot of time off the clock here in the first drive of the 2nd quarter for them. trying to get back into this ball game after the Saints scored on their opening drive. 3 wide receiver set for the Crusaders. Ball is snapped low, and just falling on it is Luke. So it's going to be a loss of 5 yards on the play.
Third down, 12.
Going to be 3rd and 12 for the Crusaders. Crusaders break their huddle. They trail 28-10. Trying to get back into this ball game is LeGarrette Luke. Back to pass, looking left, has BB along the sideline. He catches it, hauls it in, stays on his feet, then finally falls at about the 20-yard line.
Great job by BB, and if he was able to stay on his feet, that was going to be to the house for BB. Huge reception there on a 3rd and long for the Crusaders.
So their 3rd first down of the drive. Doing a great job extending out this drive for them. That time came on 3rd down. Three wide receiver set one more time. For the Crusaders. Back to pass is Luke. Looking left, flushed out of the pocket, steps up, and he's going to go down after no gain on the play. So he's back to the original line of scrimmage.
Nice job by number 12, Kyle Daly, to come up with the tackle there.
Luke's now over 100 yards passing in a game. 4 of 13, 110 yards. Again, in all of his plays, you get 4 pass completions and go over 110 yards. You really got to think back to that second quarter where 75 yards came on 2 passes to Iman Chapman down the right sideline.
And that pass to BB, too, just a couple minutes ago.
Back to pass one more time is Luke. Going deep. BB runs under it and goes through his hands. Pass incomplete.
Oh, and everybody thought that was touchdown for sure, especially on the modern day sideline. BB just couldn't haul it in. Nice attempt, though.
And BB's doing a great job of getting separation from his defender. He's getting behind his defender on a few times this drive, so see if they don't target him maybe one more time.
Yeah, but I wouldn't target him here. I'd go back to Dixon now because so much attention in the past couple of plays has been focused on BB. You got Dixon on the other side who's also very capable. Let's see who they go to.
Dixon flanked out to the far right. BB to the left, has a slot wide receiver. Again, goes Dixon. Back of the end zone. Dixon goes up, does not come down with an incomplete pass for the Crusaders. Going to bring up 4th and 10 from about the 20-yard line.
Oh, and what a great job by, I believe it was number 6 for the Saints, Ryan Harris. As Dixon was coming down with the ball, he didn't try to tackle Dixon. He just swatted the ball out of his hands. Great play, caused the interception. 4th and 10, and I don't see a field goal unit on the field. I see the offense again on the field. 4th and 10.
3 wide receivers flanked out to the right for LeGarrette Luke. Again, back to pass plenty of times. Another one this time. Looking right, it's going to tuck it, go upfield, shakes the defender. Not near first down yardage.
Oh, he's going to be very close.
Looks like he's at about the 11, needed to get to the 10.
Yeah, it's turnover on down, but not by much.
So Saints will take over on downs.
It was about a half yard. He needed a half yard to convert the first down. He didn't do it. He was very close, though.
So with 4 minutes and 55 seconds to go, St. Augustine will take over. They lead 28-10 already with the lengthy first drive of the second half that led to a 1-yard touchdown run.
Look at where they spotted the ball at exactly the 11.5-yard line. He needed to get to the 10. How close can you be?
Sending a man in motion is Buncombe the fourth. It's going to be handed off to Herberger. Takes a hit from the linebacker, and usually when that happens means he already has a gain of a few yards, so call it a gain of 4 on the play. So 2nd and 6 for the Saints. Again, St. Augustine Saints ranked 8th in San Diego County Association coaches poll and sports writers poll, I should call it. Saints, Herberger pushing the power forward, then bounces to the outside and gets back to the original line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play there. So Saints with a move down in Division to Division 4. Are looking to make some noise in that division, see how far they can go. They lost in the quarterfinals of Division 3 last year.
So does that mean they'll play like the likes of Valley Center?
Valley Center and Madison are the Division 4 powerhouses.
Okay. Yep.
And Mater Dei trying to stake their claim to be one of maybe the 4th or 5th names mentioned when you talk about Division 4, possible chances of winning that section title, and taken down in the backfield on that 3rd down carry. So great stop by Mater Dei.
And just when the Crusader defense needed to come up big, they did. 3:21 left to go here in the 3rd. They forced the Saints to punt and give the ball back to their offense. But the offense can't take that much time now on their next drive as they did on the last one.
So kicker for the Saints, Maloof standing on his end zone line. High snap brings it down. Kick is off. And a fair catch called for over his head. Ball's going to bounce all the way back to the 35-yard line. And call that the 36. Where Mater Dei will take over here in the 3rd quarter play on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school football.
So now let's see what Mater Dei decides to do here as they take the field. Their passing game is definitely working, and the decisions LeGarrette Luke was making on the last drive were very good, sound decisions, keeping the ball when he needed to.
So we'll see how LeGarrette Luke and his Crusaders back up that opening drive of the 3rd quarter. They take over with 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Time is flying in this 3rd quarter. 1 drive apiece. Here's the second one for Mater Dei. Back to pass Luke, under pressure. Ooh, and it's going to be taken down. He's actually going to fall forward. They're going to mark him at the original line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play for LeGarrette Luke.
Oh, he's lucky there was no gain because it was potentially a loss of 3 or 4 there by the time he was coming down.
So for the Crusaders, who have to be a little shocked at this point in the game to only have 10 points after averaging 43 points in their first 2 games, have 10 points well through their 3rd quarter of this game.
And this is the Crusaders' big game of the season. The rest of their schedule, I mean, if it's anything like their first 2 games, they have the potential to run the table again, or run the table.
Next week they'll be hosting Imperial, another Division 4 school. Looks like we have an equipment timeout on the field. Referee's getting that all situated.
And then after that, they play Rancho Christian, a Temecula school. And then San Ysidro, Southwest, Montgomery. That might be a tough game. Castle Park, and Sweetwater. So all of those are potential winning games for Mater Dei.
Draw play for the Crusaders, and finally Alzua picks up a first down on the ground. Gain of about 12 on the play there. So first down Crusaders, and a great running play by Alonzo Alzua.
And I think this St. defense is tired. I'm looking at 4 or 5 St. defensive players, and they got their hands on their hips. They're tired out there. This heat is really doing something to them. So if you're Mater Dei, the time to make some noise is now. But you got to do it quickly. You're down 3 possessions, 1 minute left here in the third.
Crusaders with a minute left in the third quarter. Back to pass to Garrett Luke. Gonna be flushed out of pocket this time. Still steps up to throw. Has his man Dixon, and he drops it, but there's a flag on the play. This may be offensive. Looks like Chapman Dixon might have pushed off to get that separation.
Yeah, considering the separation he had, I would assume you were right there. And as much time as he's got to make that.
Actually, it's on the defense, so it's going to be another first down for Mater Dei. I tell you what, LeGarrette Luke did a great job of buying time on that play.
Yeah.
And then Dixon had some late separation there. Had the ball go right through his hands.
Yeah, you got to make that play if you're Dixon. That would have been a touchdown, too.
Dixon has gone a few plays without a catch. Had that great second quarter drive where he caught 2 passes for 75 yards. Hasn't really got back into the action, but has been targeted a large number of times.
Now, Mater Dei has definitely won this third quarter. But by the scoreboard, it's 7-0 in the third quarter in favor of the Saints.
Back to pass, and just off the outreach hand of Evan Beebe.
Yeah, just a little too far for Beebe to reach.
And Saints have been penalized 6 times for 65 yards in this game, where the Crusaders have been penalized 3 times for only 20 yards. So Saints are helping the Crusaders out in that aspect. Again, 2 long pass interference penalties this time. Last play giving them a first down, so now it's going to bring up second.
Yeah, but
and
in return, when time is running down and you're down by 3 possessions, the Crusaders are really helping the Saints out right now by extending this clock in this game and taking their time with each play.
Crusaders sacked. Big time bull rush by the Saints. Huge loss. Called a loss of about 10.
Poor LeGarrette Luke, he had nowhere to go. He couldn't even run it because there were about 4 Saint defenders colliding on him. Kind of like that punt situation.
Yeah, usually Garrett Luke has a little bit of room to kind of roll his shoulders and avoid a defender or two. That time he got ready to roll, and he rolled right into another defender.
Yeah.
As that rush came right up the middle.
There was 4 guys there. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter. Like Joe said on playonsports.com, where St. Augustine leads Mater Dei Catholic 28-10 on Play On Sports, your destination for high school sports.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you the news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us on Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action you see every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. And once again, that web address is youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork, or if you want to follow us on Facebook or Twitter, type in, search Play On Sports, and I'm sure both of us will, or both sites will come up.
That's Joe Minich. I'm Robert Fields. We're live from Chula Vista, California, Mater Dei High School. as a 3rd and forever. Call it 18. See if they have a little magic left to open the 4th quarter of play.
So do you go for it on 4th down?
Little bubble screen and through the hands of Chapman Dixon. They're going to call that an incomplete pass, so ball just bounced. Chapman Dixon then is going to throw it, and coming back to the play was Beebe and went over the head of Beebe.
What a heads-up play by Dixon. Not only did he not catch the ball, but he realized the referees did not rule it down, so he picked up the ball, started to run the other way, and then, hey, there's a guy wide open down the field. He decides to throw the ball. Boy, does he want that one back. He's not supposed to be the quarterback, but Beebe was wide open. There wasn't a defender around him.
Well, I think that was a wide receiver pass by design, by the way that Chapman Dixon initially was trying to catch that pass. But again, heads-up play brings up 4th and long. It's going to be a punt situation. Punt is off, and taking it at the 5-yard line for the Saints is Juarez, out to about the 25 before he's knocked down. Did the ball hit the deck?
Yeah, Crusaders are bounced on that like it came out. Referees, I believe, are going to call him down. Well, there's still a scrum going on. Now players pushing each other. Referees now stepping in there, separating one another. Yeah, they're just going to call him down. Same ball.
So it's going to be a referee timeout. Looks like there might. Thought there was an injury. Saw the coach run out there, but just a referee stoppage of play.
I think the coach was trying to figure out what was going on, if it was going to be their ball or not. And if not, why? Why isn't it our ball? That ball came loose. I'm sure that's what the point he was trying to argue.
Ball's on the 26-yard line for the Saints. They have a long time-consuming drive in them. They could really put this game out of reach for Mater Dei.
I say just give it to Herberger.
JoJo Hudson under center, taking his time, letting the referees before they start the clock wind. We're in the 4th and final period here at Chula Vista in Chula Vista, California, on the campus of Mater Dei Catholic. And it's going to be a pitch to Herberger. Cuts inside, sheds the tackle, and picks up about 6 yards on that play. Call it 2nd and 4 for the Saints.
And now they're just going to take their time. Probably this next play will be a Herberger run to the right, I believe. They're just going to run it to the opposite side. 2
wide receivers over there on the right. Herberger alone in the backfield. JoJo Hudson under center. It's going to be play action. Rolling out is Hudson and finding a man. And did he catch it? He did. It's going to be a 1st down catch for Ethan Sanchez. And the Saints are going to move the chains.
Well, I had the right side of the field. There's a play to that side of the field, but was not a give to Herberger. Either way, he still stays in bounds. It's a 1st down, and the clock will continue to run at 10:50.
So the Saints getting a handoff to Herberger. Shakes across the defender. Great move in the open field there, down to the 50 and taken down at about the 45-yard line. Tough running there by Herberger.
Yeah, tough running, and once again he got a 1st down.
Yeah, about a 15, 16-yard carry there by Herberger. He's now approaching the 150 mark.
And Crusaders need a stop here within the next 2 or 3 minutes if they want to make a game of this.
Herberger once again along the right-hand side. Flag on the play.
Oh, and now we got a hurt Mater Dei player, and he is in a lot of pain.
Holding against the Saints.
It's going to be a hold against the Saints.
57, Matt Garcia.
Number 2. Sebastian Aluza. comes up hobbling for the Crusaders. He's walking off under his own power, but boy, initially he was in a lot of pain.
So it's going to be a holding, which will take the ball back to the 46 for the Saints.
That was the best throw by a referee I've seen all night. He did a great job.
It's going to be first and long.
That was like
for the
about a
Saints.
5-yard throw.
And it's going to be another play action pass rolling out. Has a man deep, goes to the short man underneath, and the ball's going to be incomplete. Intended for Dixon.
Yeah, he did have a man deep.
Yeah.
Harris was wide open. Wonder if he saw it like we did.
Hey, JoJo instead went to the short man, the tight end coming across the middle for an incomplete pass. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 17 for the Saints. As the clock is stopped at 10:06 in the 4th period. JoJo Hudson under center. Hasn't been a shotgun all day. Back to pass. Looking to his right. Has a man. Ball tipped in the air. Incomplete pass.
Oh, number 6, Ryan. Wait, excuse me. Lorenzo Ariba had a great opportunity at an INT there. Just wasn't able to come up with it. It's 3rd and 17 with 10 minutes left to go. So by all these throws the Saints have done, they've helped out the Crusaders because that clock hasn't been running.
So and another throwing down. 3 wide receivers to the left, or it could be a draw play for Herberger. It is. Herberger gets it around the initial line of defense. Takes a head-on hit, and a penalty flag flies in.
Yeah, that's going to be a head-on collision, and they're going to call that every time. And now a player is down, and
yeah, I believe that's still Herberger as he.
We got the trainers, and they came out there immediately.
Yeah, Herberger after the run initially tried to get back up and then went back down.
We got trainers from both squads out there, and
so that was the ultimate definition of head-to-head contact as the crown of both helmets ran into each other. Herberger and the defender. Herberger shaking up a little bit.
Yeah, it didn't look too intentional, but you know, you just got to take the player safety into account, and we're seeing that at all levels of football now. Even the pros are calling incidental head-to-head contact, and you definitely want to take precautions at the prep level as well.
So with that personal foul of helmet to helmet, it's going to be a first down for the Saints. So they continue to go down the field. 9 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Ball marked at the 30-yard line for the Saints. 2 tight end formation. One might have moved, and there come the flags.
Hard count there. And that's going to go against the Saints, though.
So it's going to be 1st and 15 now for the Saints. Herberger, right before that injury, racked up 166 yards on 21 carries. Doing an excellent job tonight. He's replaced in the backfield by Tristan Juarez. Normally will be Elijah Preston, who's out with the shoulder injury, suffered last week against Still Canyon. So Juarez getting a lot of the carries, and great pass catch along that right sideline. Looks like that was Sanchez over there. Sanchez catches it and takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, what a great catch by 81 Sanchez. Wide open. And the Saints are looking to put a little more on the scoreboard and leave this one with no doubt.
So Saints at the 10, brings up 1st and goal. JoJo Hudson under center. It's going to be Juarez, who slips in the backfield, just goes down. So it's going to be a loss of 3 on that play. So still 2nd and goal from the 13. For the Saints, 2 tight end formation. Sanchez flanked out to the far left. Might be Ryan Herberger in the backfield now. No, instead, that's Francisco Sims, who takes it down to the 4-yard line. So Francisco Sims now getting some carries, the freshman for the Saints.
It's going to be 3rd and goal here. Let's see what the Saints decide to do.
They may try to get Sims into the end zone. He's going to have another carry. Shakes off one tackler. Big push from the lineman.
Yeah, he's still going. He's still going.
Feet still churning. Referees come in, blow it dead before he gets over the end zone line. So mark him down at about the 1-yard line. Brings up 4th and goal for the Saints, leading 28-10.
Yeah, he was still going even when the officials blew the whistle there. He was still trying to turn his feet. So the Saints are going to go for it here. They want no doubt about this one. They want the 6 or the 7 and put this game out of reach here in the 4th.
So we'll see if Hudson maybe gets his 3rd 1-yard rushing touchdown of the game. No, it's going to be given to the fullback. He falls forward, does not get in. So big time stop by Mater Dei. Still have a little bit of life left. 6 minutes and 52 seconds to go in the 4th. See if they can now go 99 yards the other way to cut into this deficit.
Now, if you're Mater Dei, if you're going to go back and you got to throw it, you really need to protect your QB. Make sure he doesn't give up the safety.
For the $150 Apple gift certificate, the number is 8635249. Here's the name to go with the number.
So ball at the 1-yard line for Mater Dei. A trail by 18. Four wide receiver set for the Garrett Luke. Just a quarterback keeper to try to get some space. Takes it out to about the 3. We'll call it a gain of 1. Takes to the 2. So 2nd and 9 for the Crusaders. The clock continues to tick down. 6 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the 4th period of play. Mater Dei backs against the wall pretty much in their own end zone. Trying to get a hard snap, draw somebody off sides.
I think
Whistle
they
is
did.
blown. Referees didn't actually it's going to be offsides penalty on the defense. So Saints will pick up 5 yards here. Replay of 2nd down.
Give yourself more breathing room, so that's always good.
2nd and 4 now for the Saints.
Snapping center number 52, Ramon.
And it's going to be a quarterback keeper for Gary Luke. Shoots out like a cannon. Picks up the 1st down out to the 19-yard line. LeGarrette Luke showing some promise on that run there.
Yeah, he did a great job. Great speed there by LeGarrette Luke. And he picks up the 1st down. 5:40 left to go here in the 4th.
First down, Mater Dei at the 20.
LeGarrette Luke, the returning offensive player of the league in the Metro Pacific Conference for the defending champs, Mater Dei, looking to win league again. This game, again, not a league game. As the Gary Luke picks up, gets back, maybe loses 1 yard there. But for the Saints, they're in the Eastern League in football. So again, we mentioned before, a Division IV clash. These two teams have played the last 3 years. Last year, Saints won 38-13. So somewhat of a rivalry beginning between the two Catholic schools and two of the few Catholic schools in San Diego, we should add.
Yeah. Right now, well, we all know what the big rivalry is between the two Catholic schools.
Crusaders back to pass, throws over the middle. Chapman Dixon finally has another pass, and Dixon spins around after picking up a first down, takes it to about the 34-yard line.
And he's okay. We had a player there signaling again for the medical staff to come over, but Dixon walks on underneath, or gets up underneath his own power.
Clock again starts to tick with about 4:30. Interesting thing for Mater Dei, all the linemen have the plays on their wrist as well. So when they're calling in this no huddle, the linemen all look to their line. LeGarry Luke back to pass. Again, flushed out of the pocket. He's been that all day. Running, picks up a first down, and on the far side, steps out of bounds, stops the clock. And he does so with 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the ball game.
I'm just amazed. Robert, DeCourt, and Nick Allard have basically been pressuring LeGarrette Luke all night, and they're coming on the outside, and they're basically coming unblocked the entire game. Either one, or they send them both.
So 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. We've been saying LeGarrette Luke flushed out of the pocket all night long. See if it happens again on this play here. Back to pass. And instead of being flushed, he's taken down for the sack by the Saints.
And one of the guys we were just talking about, Nick Allard, with the tackle.
So called a loss of 4, bringing up 2nd and 14 for the Crusaders. That time they got to him before he could leave the pocket.
Yeah. And those two guys have been coming unblocked almost all night. They've sent one of them on each play, sometimes both.
Luke back to pass, goes along the sideline, and that one's going to be intercepted. And looks like that one is intercepted. Couldn't tell. Looks like that was Ryan Harris. Thought it was JoJo Hudson, but I didn't think he was playing defense. But big time interception by Ryan Harris and a big block by Frank Buncombe.
Yeah, and Frank Buncombe, even though the Saint player intercepted it, all the same teammates came over to the sideline and they were congratulating Buncombe the fourth, because boy, did he just put a clean block and laid out just one of the Crusader players. Yeah. That would have went for a touchdown. You'd definitely see that on the highlight show, but wow, what a block that was by Buncombe. The Crusader player looks like he's okay. He's walking off under his own power. And it was a clean block, too, by Buncombe.
Yeah, but it's going to be, nonetheless, a turnover on downs. And
INT.
Yeah, right. So Saints will take over on the 31. And Coach Joyner from Mater Dei is wanting some type of penalty there, but like you said, it was a clean block.
Yep. So Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you the news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us on Play on Sports, Facebook or Twitter. You can also access live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action you see every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
So referees, again, explaining to both sides what just happened. Clean block on the interception. Ball at the 31. For the Saints. Could milk the clock here. It's going to be a play action pass. Rolling out is JoJo. Hudson picks up 5, steps out of bounds after picking up about 6 yards on the play.
Gain of about 5 yards.
I wonder why he stepped out of bounds, because that stops the clock for the Crusaders. If you're the Saints here, you just really want to keep it inbounds, have the clock run as much as it can.
JoJo Hudson still only a junior, so has some time to learn to stay in bounds and keep that clock moving. Third game as a starter for the Saints. Hudson under center. Herberger shoots out of the backfield, picks up a first down. Clock will stop while they move the chains, and it stops at 2 minutes and 57 seconds. Again, Saints on top, 28-10.
And good to see Herberger back up on the field after taking that head-on collision. Good to see there were no signs of concussion or anything like that. That's the first thing you think about.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure if there was, they would have hauled him out.
Again, rolling out, has a blocker in front. Oh, in and out of the hands of the court.
He was pretty wide open, too.
Absolutely, over the middle.
He wants that one back. Needs to put some stickum on his hands or whatever they call that.
Ball hit him right in his hands, and he couldn't corral it and bring it in. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Saints.
2:32 left to go here in the game.
One wide receiver this time. It's going to be Ethan Sanchez along the left-hand side. They're going to roll out one more time, trying to get some stats for JoJo Hudson. This time the catch is made. Helmet comes off. And there's a flag there. Big hit on the play was by Arribas, but still down as his helmet came off was DeCourt.
And there's more flags now on the field because we got coaches on the field. We got players arguing with the refs.
Well,
it was a vicious hit.
The players are excited because they made a big hit, and I think the coaches are out there trying to get them to calm down and back up. But on that catch was Ryan Herberger, the older brother of do-it-all running back Tyler Herberger, and Ryan's going to jog off the field under his own power, so that's good. Just had a big hit. So no flag on the play.
But there were a couple flags after the play, so let's see if they mark off those. So the big hit still will stand. And I guess they're going to pick up all the flags.
Yeah, and that's good by the referees to kind of talk and confer and realize that it was just a lot of emotion, and making that hit again was Arribas. He didn't realize that the helmet came off. He just thought he got a good stick. So he celebrated, and the referee wanted to make sure he got him for not doing too much celebrating. And once he realized what happened, the Crusaders all backed off respectfully to give some space for Ryan Herberger to get up and be escorted off the field.
I've never seen that before. I've seen plays where sometimes they pick up the flag from the play, but then because there was unsportsmanlike conduct or kind of excessive celebration, they never pick those up. So good recognition to see that the following flags came because of that first flag was thrown. So good job there by the officials just to call it all a draw or a mulligan, whatever you want to call it.
Well, great job also by Coach Joyner, who ran out there to kind of calm his kids down and let them know what was going on. Now he's going to take a timeout to talk to his troops as they trail again 28-10 here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for Friday Night Football in high school sports.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also a great place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from all across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
That's Joe Minich. I'm Robert Fields, and you're tuned in to Play On Sports live coverage of San Diego Section Division IV high school football, where the St. Augustine Saints have traveled down to Chula Vista, south of San Diego, to face the Mater Dei Crusaders. Both teams came in with the record of 2-0, and Saints started out with the early lead and have maintained that throughout the game, now up 28-10, just a few ticks on the clock left in the fourth quarter. Ball is marked at the 45-yard line. That actual big hit actually picked up a first down, nonetheless, for the Saints. So sending a man in motion, back to pass. This time, given to the up back. And picking up about 4 yards on the play there is Francisco Sims for the Saints. So I'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Saints.
And they get one more first down here. We can call this a game.
Clock continues to run, 1:40.
I don't even know if they need that, right? They might need one more.
JoJo Hudson, another run, and tripped up in the backfield, but after he picks up actually a few yards on the play, then he was tripped up once again as Sims.
And stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
And then an error called him Francisco. It's actually Francois Sims. So I want to make sure we get the young running back's name correct here. We're going to be hearing his name quite a bit, I'm sure, for the Saints, as he is the running back in the backfield with 46 seconds left. JoJo Hudson still under center, directing his fullback which way to go, and he may have a delay. No, it's going to be a timeout taken now by the Saints.
With 35 seconds left to go, 3rd and 3. But fans, just because there's 35 seconds left to go, don't go anywhere. We're going to have a player of the game interview, hopefully, if we can get the player of the game to come up here in our press box. We should have a player of the game interview that you can watch. Hear the comments and his thoughts on how the game went tonight and how his performance was on the field and what he can look forward to. Coming up for the Saints next, they got Otay Ranch followed by Eastlake. And that Eastlake game is going to be another big one for the Saints. Then they got San Diego, Mira Mesa. That should be a good one. And then the Holy War on October 19th, Cathedral Catholic. And that's going to be at Mesa College. In fact, all the home games for the Saints right now are at Mesa College.
Hudson rolling out one more time. He's going to keep it himself. Picks up the first down, gets out of bounds. I don't quite think that's what the Saints wanted out of that play, but he gets out of bounds with 27 seconds left on the clock. But he does pick up a first down on the play.
Saints definitely have a tough schedule ahead of them. Cathedral. They also got Lincoln, too, to end the season. Lincoln has won CIF a couple times, so they got Lincoln, Cathedral, Mira Mesa, Eastlake among the potential key matchups coming up for the Saints here within the next few weeks or a few months.
Yeah, the Eastern League is tough for the Saints on their outlook. Again, trying to compete for that. And as they take a knee to end the ball game. And clock is continue to tick as the teams line up for the shaking of the hands, and that's going to do it as the St. Augustine Saints are victorious here on PlayOnSports.com, 28-10 over the host Mater Dei Catholic Crusaders. Again, we invite you to stay tuned for our PlayOnSports.com post-game coverage. Wrap up all the action in our post-game show and have an interview with our player of a game. Again, coming up in just a few moments. Once again, St. Augustine Saints 28, Mater Dei 10 on Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.